All right, we are here now with our part 3 of our summer series of our Talking with Friends podcast. The first 2 we had on our new men's and women's wrestling head coach, Aaron Meister. Then we had our men's golf coach and director of golf, Dustin Gallion. That was our first 2. We're doing a series where we are introducing our new head coaches for the upcoming year. It's been fun so far. As always, I'm Sports Information Director Levi Converse, and joining me is...
Assistant, still
yeah.
Still assistant.
Yep.
Assistant SID Morgan Raspberry.
Still official. Yep.
Still official.
Still my assistant.
Yes.
Today,
Till August. We still got a week.
Yeah, we still got a little while.
Still got a little while.
We're going to milk it as long as we can.
Milk it as long as we can.
Yeah. We got a podcast due in August, too, so you'll technically be,
Yes, still worth it.
So we'll hang on as long as we can.
Still got the title.
Yeah. So today we are joined by our new competitive cheer head coach, Joshua Johnson. I am super excited to have Josh on here. He's been nothing but positive energy. I'll just say that. There's a lot of things we could probably say, but positive energy for sure since he's kind of took the reins. Josh, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, so you've definitely kind of hit the ground running since you've been named our new head coach.
Mm-hmm.
As we kind of head into the fall season, how do things stand with the program?
With the program, things are looking strong. We're going to have a pretty decent competitive team this year. We're looking to make a lot of noise in the NAI and for the KCAC. And so with us being a game day team and competition team, I think we're going to do some great things this year and keep growing. So.
Yeah. What do you believe has been kind of the key to having the success you've had so far in your tenure in closing the deal and getting the student athletes that you kind of want here on campus?
I think a big key to our success is, our coaching staff. We get along very well, me and Courtney. And when we're getting kids here on campus, we're trying to make sure that we're reaching out and we're being personal with the kids, and we're making them feel like that it is a family atmosphere here. And so when they see that, and we bring them in here, we just try to make them feel as welcome as possible, and make them want to be here and feel wanted. And so I feel like just making the kids feel wanted has been our success to getting kids here.
Yeah. So kind of with that in mind, cheer is kind of a unique sport. It is a growing sport. It's one of the fastest growing sports on the high school and college level. You're well aware of.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a year-round venture to where, you have your sideline events, you have your cheerleading competition. So what do you think is key and critical to keeping the athletes fresh and ready to perform at their best throughout the year, regardless of what event it is?
I think something to keep the athletes fresh and ready to perform is understanding and giving them personal time. When school starts and everything, we start with our practices and we head into our competitive season, just understanding that, kids have life outside of cheer. We have work, we have, church events, whatever else we are doing with our outside lives besides cheer, just understanding and giving them that personal space and letting them degress from cheer and then coming back with a fresh mind. So, yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good. So, kind of take us back to when your career started in the sport. How did you first get involved, and kind of what was your main motivation in joining the coaching side of things?
When I was at Wichita State, I cheered for 4 years there. Prior to cheering, I was a mascot. So, kind of along the way towards the ending of coming to graduation, it was like, looking to do things with my career. And I thought, giving back to what was given to me and giving kids the opportunity was how I wanted to get into coaching, And so I started off coaching a competitive all-star team, which I currently still do. And by doing that and just, being around Friends University and just volunteering my time, position came open and I kind of stepped up. But I've always wanted to give back to the people who gave to me. So, and I'm very competitive. So, this kind of fits right into, I'm a very competitive person and, I like to win. But, at the end of the day, it's all about growth. And so just giving back to the community that was given to me. So
we're off to a good start on the competitive side of things. That's for sure. It couldn't be going any better as we head into the fall season. You've kind of been outspoken about how important your faith is to you, and with the Christian mission so important here, it seems to jive really well. What are some ways that so far you think you're able to integrate your faith into your coaching philosophy?
The biggest thing is keeping God first. And, we're going to go through some ups and some downs as a team this year. I'm going to go through some ups and downs as being a first-time head coach, and so with understanding that and understanding that, things aren't going to go my way and I'm not going to, be successful in every aspect of coaching, just keeping him first and understanding that he'll make a way, and so as long as I keep my mind focused on that and understanding that, he's always with me, wherever I go, and so just keeping him first and staying true to what I said I would do. So
very good. All right, Morgan kind of has some questions too. This is what I tell all our guests is, and if you've heard our podcast, you know how this works. I ask the semi-serious questions. I say semi because we're never 100% serious.
Right.
Never 100%. But semi-serious.
Yeah.
But then Morgan sometimes has some questions she likes to chime in with. It's kind of fun and lighthearted and takes a different path. And she sometimes has one question, 4 questions. I don't know how many, if she has any questions today. But if she does,
I do.
She can take it off now.
You got it.
Her section.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm just going to fair warn you. A lot of my questions are just for my general curiosity.
Okay, that'll work.
Just because, it's just fun. So.
Good stuff like that. So we had to make sure that we took turns. But I was woo shop for a little bit. I got to meet a lot of different mascots. And fun fact, when Wichita State played KU in the tournament a few years back, I was actually woo shop for that game. So it was pretty cool to be there.
That is so awesome.
People probably knew it was me when I was woo because I was the short woo, but that kind of gave it away. As much as we like to keep mascots on the low, me being short kind of gave that away. So
hey, it's all good. It's all good. Nothing wrong with that, I mean, probably mascots for like college teams aren't as serious as like Disney World.
You get to be a different person when you're a mascot. It brings out another animal inside of you, and so it's like people know you for who you are, like walking down the street, but then when you get behind a mask, it's like you can be whoever you want to be, especially when no one knows who you are. So it was pretty cool. So
that's really awesome. Okay, so my very first WSU basketball game, I was very, very taken back because I'm from Texas.
Okay.
And so basketball, we're not huge on, like it's
football,
not.
You guys are. That's the deal.
Yeah. So I was like whoa, this is intense. This is an intense environment. This was just for the alumni games.
Yeah. Yep.
That was going on because we went. It was actually this Tuesday. The basketball tournament thing that was going on.
Yeah.
But like, how was it like for you guys preparing for? Like the game, sorry, I'm talking all about WSU, but I'm just like,
you're good.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
But was it as intense for you guys as it was like for the fans, for the team, whole 9 yards?
Oh yeah, cheering for Shocker Nation was incredible. Game days were hype. From Jump Street. When you wake up in the morning, you knew it was game day. You get those goosebumps in your feelings or in your body, and you just get in your feelings and you think, this is it, this is today. And so. Cheering inside Coke Arena was amazing, and just the fans they're incredible too. Shocker fans are awesome. So
Yeah.
it was game days were great. So
That's so cool. I don't know why. I just think that was so stinking cool.
yeah.
Okay, but and then my last one. So like how are you trying to kind of like bring that sort of environment that you came from to like the Friends environment here? Because I mean, here we at least do have kind of like one extra big sport thing that we have that WSU never had. So how is that gonna, like, how are you planning on bringing that environment from Coke Arena to even just like the football field here at Friends, you know?
Yeah, well, definitely, I understand that each university is different, and as far as cheer, each cheer team is different, and so my goal isn't to copy anybody. That's not what I want to do. But at the same time, the energy that we had for game days, I definitely want to bring that same energy here at Friends. And actually, I never had the privilege of cheering football. So, being out there on football games this year is going to be super exciting. It's going to be a learning experience for all of us. But, I'm just, bringing the energy to game days, and of course, competing in the NAI, competing more than one time throughout the year is going to definitely be a big change for me. But I'm excited for it, and I think the kids are really excited for it as well. But just bringing the energy, and not trying to steal anybody else's swag or anything like that. But definitely try to create our own culture, our own atmosphere, and just start something new.
That's really fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I remember, like, I want to say my freshman year here was like the first or second year that it was like really here, like this that at least the cheer program was really here. So I'm excited to keep tabs on how everything's gonna go, and especially with the competition season because y'all did like really well this year with competition season, didn't you?
Yep, we did very well this year. Each year is a growing year, and I think this year we're going to grow even more. And then, on top of that, we're adding our dance team as well. So we'll be adding a dance team here. We will be a sideline dance team our first year. So we're trying, getting everybody's feet wet, and just seeing how the program grows, and so next year. In the years to follow, hopefully we can add that competitive dance team as well, and start competing like cheer does. But no, we're super excited to start the year with our numbers for cheer and for dance, and so I think we're gonna make some noise. So yeah, super excited. So
that's so awesome. Well, I am super thrilled for you guys.
Thank you so much.
Looking forward to keeping tabs on you guys.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun, and it's coming up before you know it.
Yeah,
We're in this summer series,
2
but
weeks away almost.
it really is. And September the 4th is our first home football game. September the 4th, you guys will be out there, obviously. And then, I know this is even farther away, but December 18th, we host Day of Duels here. It's on the schedule.
Yeah, we're going early this year.
We are.
It's a surprise
Because it's January.
Yeah, normally it's January, and so, with how crazy, our schedule is going to be in that time of the year, I think getting the kids competing early, so that they can grow from their first competition to our last competition. So I think it'll be really good for them. And, we're trying to get as many people out as we can, to support us and all that good stuff. So it'll be a good turnout for sure.
Yep, and it's a week before Christmas, so everybody will be in a good mood.
What a good Christmas gift to give.
It is. So. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. And you've been around here, I know, for this. I've been around for it. The Day of Duels, has it not gotten bigger each year?
Each year, I feel like it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, no matter which KCAC school puts it on,
Yeah.
When we go to different events, they're just growing, and I'm super excited to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's different competing more than once a year, so I'm excited to be competing more than one time and just getting the kids, involved and, cheer obviously was just recognized, as an Olympic sport.
Yep.
So, making the kids feel like, they're athletes,
Yeah.
And so with the competing more than one time, that's awesome for them. So yeah.
It is. I remember the first time we hosted it. Of course, Jill Finsky was head coach, and when she first did it, it was I think just a handful of teams that was here.
Yeah.
And now it's from last year to this year, it's grown substantially.
Yeah, Jill did an awesome job bringing those teams in last year in January, and so hopefully, shaking it up this year and going early. Hopefully, I can still get as many teams as I can, understanding time frame and everybody else's schedules. But and it'll be exciting.
I think
for
he will
sure.
because it's got to be a kind of a tradition now to where
Mhm.
people's used to coming here.
Yep,
And and you guys have done a good job hosting it.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I think it'll be fun. All right, Josh, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah,
A lot of
appreciate
fun,
it. I
and
appreciate
can't
it.
wait to
Thank
see you guys out there on the
Thank you guys
field.
so
And
much.
we'll
Yeah.
talk to you again soon.
All right.
All right, yeah. See you soon. All right, so that was Josh Johnson, our competitive cheer head coach, doing a super job as we get going into the fall season. As he said, just 2 more weeks left, really, until things starts to get cranked up. And then our first competition is going to be August 20th, the volleyball tournament. Volleyball KCAC Fall Fling is going to be August 20th and 21st in Hutchinson, Kansas. And that's coming up soon.
And that's always like a fun tournament for
Yep.
us to go to because it's nice to kind of get back. And I want to say we didn't really. I don't remember us getting it last year, just because of COVID reasons, whole 9 yards, all that fun stuff of the 2020 season. Starting everything back up
Yeah.
again because already we're getting quite a bit of action on campus,
Mm-hmm.
Already,
Yeah, it's coming.
me and you have talked about this today.
The
Like, I'm like, what is
construction,
going
the
on?
Garvey Center getting renovated. It's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming up. We're gonna have a brand new live stream provider coming up soon.
Mm-hmm.
We got a brand new stat system coming out that we're going to decide on kind of what to do with that. So a lot of as we said, Garvey Center will be brand new. It's not going to look the same if you've not been here since May. Then you go to August. In September, it's going to look really, really nice, and that's ongoing, and we're excited about that. So, a lot of different things coming up in our athletic department. Of course, men's and women's wrestling, new program starting, men's golf, new program. So, new coaches, that's what we're doing our series over is new coaches, featuring them, and that's been fun. And
it's
a lot of
really
new stuff coming up.
It's really cool to see kind of just like not only just the new coaches that are coming in from that are already with the programs that have already been started, but it's so cool to see the new coaches that are coming in and their excitement and what they're going to bring to the new program that is officially like completely brand new to Friends. So it's going to be nice to kind of see. I'm honestly going to miss it. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to miss this environment, but I want to I'm excited to see how these new programs are going to impact the environment here on campus, and just like the environment in Garvey, and just to kind of see how it all goes. I mean, I know I'm going to come and visit multiple times, because you can't get rid of me that easily. But
let me know. You got a name on the press pass whenever you want to. So.
Yes. But but I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited to see how these new programs and these new coaches, I mean, I can already feel their energy. I can already feel how much or how passionate that they are about coming into this program or coming in or just starting this new program, and so that's so exciting, and I can't wait to see how this year goes for everybody,
It's going to be exciting. August 20th, we mentioned the volleyball KCAC Fall Fling. The next day, we're hosting our first home event of the 21-22 season. Men's soccer will be at home on the 21st at 4 p.m. against Graceland University. And so after that, and the volleyball's home the 25th. Home dates are happening earlier this year. It seems like it has been in the past.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Like I want to say, like we
the
weren't
home dates
really...
are earlier than what they have been. Usually those are. Yeah, but hey, we'll be ready for it.
Oh yeah,
we'll be ready.
Sure.
We're ready to go. It'll be fun.
It's gonna be great. I'm excited to see how this goes.
Yep.
It's gonna be weird watching from the stands, but at the same time, I guess that's not too different from what I was doing, just standing on the sidelines injured all the time.
Well, you were active last year during the games.
I was active though last year.
You were active last year.
Last year. I'm hoping I'll be able to kind of do that again this year at some point. But
Yep.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yep. You were active. You were active last year. Wasn't just staying on the sideline. That's for sure.
No.
So,
Me and my sling over there.
Well, you're still a part.
I was still a part. That's all that matters.
Still
right?
a part. You're still a big part. Yeah. So, other sports to get to. NBA Finals concluded on Tuesday night. The Milwaukee Bucks won in 6 games, with the Phoenix Suns 4 games to 2. So, congrats to them. I was pulling for the Suns. I'll admit it. Chris Paul, I was wanting to see him get his first ring. He started his career in Oklahoma City. Then he had another tour back to Oklahoma City last year at the Thunder, took him to the playoffs. So that was fun. He got traded to the Suns in the offseason, so I was pulling for them to get his first ring, but I have to be honest, I got to be happy for Giannis Antetokounmpo too. He's kind of a hard guy to root against.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I had a team that I just hated and despised.
Yeah.
In this, I mean, it really didn't bother me that much. It was fun.
And isn't this like the first time that the Bucks have won in like
Since
a long
1971,
time?
yeah. The Suns have
so
never
awesome.
won one.
Oh, really?
And the Bucks, I believe 1971 was their last NBA championship.
Well, you know what? Congrats to both of them just
Yep.
for making it. You know,
Yep.
like that's so awesome.
Yeah.
I was kind of keeping tabs, but
It was
not
fun.
extremely.
Yep.
But that's really awesome.
Yeah, and to be honest, he comes the day after his championship. The day after winning the championship, he pulls up Chick-fil-A. He's on his Instagram live account, and he pulls up Chick-fil-A and orders a 50-piece chicken mini, and a large no ice, half Sprite, half lemonade.
Interesting.
So that went viral on social media. That went viral.
Interesting.
So it was fun. The way he described it, he said, not 49, not 51, 50.
50
Chicken.
chicken minis.
It was funny, and the girl that came out and then took the order, he asked if she could be on camera. She wanted to go. I mean, it was just fun the way he done it.
That's so fun.
Yeah. So he's
That's
hard to
awesome.
root against. I like Giannis. I'm happy for Giannis. Finals MVP. He's a 2-time regular season MVP, and he was due to win a championship. And this is he kind of took the title as best player in the league as of right now. I think.
Yeah.
50 points in the last in the championship game. 50 points in the deciding game in Game 6. So he put together one of the best performances in finals history, and especially in a championship clinching game. So that was big time.
Yeah. Hang on. Okay. I've got this now. So, are you ready to introduce what else is starting today? Are you
I
ready?
think I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Are you
go ahead.
ready?
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah.
We
Yep,
are
that's
finally
it.
able to start the 2020 Olympics.
Yeah.
Sorry,
A year
I
later.
had to.
That's good.
I had to do
That's
the
good.
fanfare. I'm sorry. I've been wanting to since last year. You have no
Yeah,
idea.
the 2020 Olympics is now happening a
The
year later,
2020 Olympics.
but it's happening. It's happening.
It is officially starting. We had the open ceremony. Well, like really late last night or something like that.
Yeah.
But like
It
that's not
started
that
at
late.
5:55 in the morning our time.
Whew, man, surprisingly, I was up at that time, but I did not watch the opening.
It's a replay
But-
tonight at 6:30, I believe.
Oh, okay,
A
okay.
replay
I can do that then, you know?
of it.
So we're starting that off. That's super,
It's gonna
super
be fun.
exciting.
Yeah.
We were
yeah,
talking about that at lunch today, so that's another reason why I really
We
badly
did.
wanted to talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Our women's soccer team's already off to a bad start, losing 3-0 to Sweden. Our U.S. softball team is playing well, though.
Oh, are they playing right now?
They actually defeated Canada
Oh,
1-0 earlier today.
Oh, wow, that's so awesome.
yeah.
You know what? I'm so glad that they brought softball back
Oh, me too.
to the Olympics, you know? Just because, because what? This is like first or second year that it's been back in a long time?
First year it's been back since 08, since the 08
That's what I
game.
thought. Okay, so that's exciting to me.
Yep. And the funny story with that is they 08 was the last time softball was at the Olympics. The last 2 Olympic games we didn't have softball.
Yep.
And they took out softball supposedly because we were so dominant. Like the US
Yeah,
so
that
dominant.
was their excuse.
But we
That's
lost in
kinda
the gold
funny.
medal game in 08.
See, that's what I I was
I'm
just like, okay, so we were dominating, but then we lost.
It was a stunning upset when we lost in 08 too.
Yeah, but you know what? When you have like an amazing pitcher like Jenny Finch, like come on.
Yeah,
like,
it was stunning.
But yeah, I do remember that. I
Yeah.
want to say I was really, really, really big into softball back then.
Yeah.
And to hear that they took softball out of the Olympics, or they were officially taking it out of the Olympics, I was really upset. But I couldn't help but just die laughing. I mean, I don't even remember how old I was in like 2008. How old do you think I was? I don't remember. I'm 20, almost 23 now.
You'd have been about 11.
So I was like 11. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So like, whenever I finally ended up figuring it out, but once I heard the reason, I'm sorry, I couldn't help but just laugh, because I'm like, you know what, USA, we dominate, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I was glad that it was one of my sports that we were dominating in, that they were like, okay, we're gonna get rid of this, because obviously you guys are killing it, so we're just gonna, you know, let other countries catch up a little bit, and now we're gonna bring it back. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, that's awesome.
It's really fun. USA basketball starts on Sunday morning at 7 a.m. Against France. And everything is getting into swing now. We've already had some soccer games, like we talked about softball games. Rowing has been going on. I watched a little bit of that last night, actually.
Oh, okay. Rowing.
Hey, it's Olympics. It doesn't matter. We weren't even involved in it, but I was still watching it.
Yeah.
It's Olympics. So
honestly, as much as like, okay, so I have like my two top that I absolutely enjoy watching every single year, and that's, well, technically 3, but I kind of sometimes group the one of the twos like together. So I love to watch the beach volleyball. I like to watch indoor volleyball, obviously, you know, for
Yep.
And then I love to watch gymnastics. I just think it's so awesome to watch them do what they do. Like, I'm like, I can't do that, and I just think it's cool that you can. But whenever it comes to the Olympics, I love how so many people, like, I'm pretty positive, like, almost everybody does this. Like, it does not matter if you've never even heard of the sport before, or you've never watched it in your entire life, or even participated in it. You're gonna watch it on the Olympics, you know? Like, it's just, it's so cool to watch that. Like, I've never, ever in a million years been intrigued by cycling before, but you know what? Like, I love watching it on the Olympics. Like, it's so cool. Like, you know, and like curling, like in the Winter Olympics. Never in a million years have I ever watched curling until the Winter Olympics.
That's
and
me.
Now
I
I'm
don't
like, interesting. It's so intriguing to me. Like, you'll just learn something new every single Olympics, I feel like.
Yeah, it's fun. I like both Olympics. I like the Summer and Winter Olympics. I like the Summer Olympics a little bit more.
I feel like a lot of people do.
And my favorite sports to watch the Summer Olympics is I like, obviously, basketball. I love to watch the boxing at the Summer Olympics. I love gymnastics. I love watching swimming. I mean, Michael Phelps, who wouldn't get into that. He was must-see TV.
Yeah, I was like, who doesn't like Michael Phelps? You know,
yeah, he was must-see TV. When he swam, it was everyone stopped what they're doing.
Everybody stop what you're doing. It's Michael Phelps. He's doing his butterfly. I don't know, butterfly swim. What is it the butterfly? I thought
he done everything.
He did everything? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I remember watching him one year do the butterfly one, and I just thought that was so cool. Like, they're just bobbing up out of the water, going back down, and I'm like, man, that looks like that's a lot of effort.
Yeah. And then I like the volleyball too. And the beach volleyball. You know, when I watch the beach volleyball, first thing I'm thinking of, how do they cover so much ground with two people? I mean, it's crazy.
I personally, even though like I probably could never ever in a million years like play beach like at a competitive level like I could indoor, because it's really tough. Like, you have to,
they're covering as much ground as 6 volleyball players normally would on the sides.
And plus like the court is a little bit smaller. It's not by much, but it is smaller, so it's not the full length of a volleyball court like for indoor, because there's only 2 people, you know. But I mean, like, and just you're in sand, like that really does slow you down more than you think. And I give so much props. That's why I personally enjoy watching beach more than indoor, even though I could never play it at the competitive level. I like to play it for fun.
You played sand volleyball here, didn't you?
I did play sand here.
In the intramurals?
In intramurals, and fun times that was, you know.
Yeah.
Me and Scott played on the
Scott
same
was
team,
on their team.
and Keaton. It was a lot of fun. We ended up having a lot of fun. We were terrible, but we had so much fun doing it.
Did you guys make the semifinals though?
Yes.
Thanks to a forfeit?
We were like, because there was like a lot of forfeits. There were like two teams that.
So you just hang in there and just play.
So we hung in there, you know.
So that you can stay though forever. You made the semifinals of the intramural tournament.
I believe it was the maybe it was like the quarterfinals. Like we were like.
I thought it was the final four. Maybe it was. Maybe.
No, it wasn't the final four. We were like the final six.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter in the end. We still had a lot of fun But, like, it's so much fun to play when it's not competitive, but whenever you are playing competitive, like, it's intense. Like, I swear, I think beach is way more intense than indoor.
Oh, I agree. That's why I say it's just crazy how much ground they do cover with two people. It's like making you think, okay, this is not doable for me. This is not.
Well, and, like,
especially in the sand.
And they have to jump to a certain level, you know, like even if like the net might be like, I don't remember. I think it is actually the same as indoor, but I could be wrong. I've never really looked at the actual legitimate rules for beach, so don't quote me on anything, guys. But either way, like just to even run in the sand, to dive in the sand, to just jump out of the sand, because I mean, like, you have one front row, one back row, you know, and like you're covering like the whole entire net if you're the front row person, but you're also covering the whole entire back if you're the back row person, you know, and you're covering everything else, and it's like, whoa, this is so intense, but it's so much fun to watch, and I think because of how intense it is, that's why it's so much more fun to watch. And it's not really like a fast-paced game. Like, I don't think that beach is a fast-paced game compared to indoor. I think indoor is a little bit faster, and I think that's just because, well, I mean, you're not on sand, so you're on a level flooring, so it's it's easier to move. You're not really like slow-paced, but you're also, but like you have multiple people, so you can like get like the big, huge, super powerful, set. You can get that quick dive dig, you know, like you can do all of those different things that in beach, yes, you can do it, but it almost seems like it's just nowhere near, like, not nowhere near, but it just seems like it's a little bit slower than indoor. So it's easier to comprehend. It's easier to kind of like watch. Yeah. You know, in a way, unless you're super into indoor and you like it being super fast paced and like. But however, men's volleyball, oh my stars, I love watching that too, because they're just so awesome.
They really are. They're so physical at the net too.
Oh my gosh, like they're jumping like two of me. I'm 6 foot and their like feet are like two of me. You know, like I'm like, what
they're like
is
getting up
on?
and just the athleticism and physicality that you just don't, because I don't watch a lot of men's volleyball other than maybe at the Olympics. So it's crazy how the level they play at.
It really, really is. I don't know. I look forward to it every single 4 years that it comes around, you know? But, and then track. How can you not love track?
Yeah, I love watching track.
Like, I'm just like, man, I wish I could run that fast or run that long, you know? I'm just like, man, that looks so awesome, but I'm so glad I don't do it. You know, it's just one of those things that you're just like, okay, I can watch. Just watching them sprint makes me exhausted. But it's so much fun to just watch them because to me it looks like they're just like bullets. And then you got the people all around them that are like, man, I was so slow today. And I'm like, you ran that in like 10 seconds. What? Like, you ran a 105 point something seconds. You're that slow? What? Okay.
And I had to look up, because in 08 I watched beach volleyball a lot, the men's beach volleyball. I had to look up, I could not remember the duo that I was watching, but it was Todd Rogers and Dahlhauser. That's who it was. And they were so much fun to watch. I couldn't remember their names, but I do now, obviously. They were Rogers and Dahlhauser. Yeah, they went pretty far too. I forget, I think they may have medaled. I don't think they won the gold. But I think they medaled that year. It seemed like they were really, really good. They went pretty far.
Yep. And then one of like obviously the most iconic double teams for women's beach would have to be Missy May and Carrie Walsh.
Oh yeah.
Like
I watched them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And honestly, just knowing that like Carrie Walsh, like I want to say that like she's officially done now. I don't think she's participating this year, but I haven't really kept major tabs on it.
Yeah, they actually was together last Olympics in 2016 and won another gold, right? Or was it 2012?
No, she was with April Ross.
Okay, because I remember Carrie Walsh because she got married, right? It was Carrie Walsh Jennings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her and April Ross were partners, and they got third, I think, last Olympics, which was absolutely amazing still, you know. But Misty May Trainer, she retired in the 2012 Olympics, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was the 2012 Olympics, but I could be wrong. No, you're gonna look it up right now, cause I don't really remember. But she's had 2 gold medals, and now she's at UCLA. It's their head coach over there, or she was. I don't know if she still is, but I do remember that she was. But I remember her and Carrie Walsh. They won gold in Greece, and
here's Carrie Walsh. Yeah, she. Let's see.
I don't fully remember, but I feel like I should remember this.
They won. Yeah, Misty May Trainer. Yeah. That's who I was thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting ready to say who is a trainer. So Misty May Trainer and Carrie Walsh Jennings won 3 Olympic gold medals.
Yep.
And are known as the greatest volleyball team of all time. Yep.
They are so. They were a lot of fun to watch. Like I think on YouTube is when I've watched like them actually perform. I don't think I've ever watched them play in the actual Olympics, but I could be wrong. I don't really remember, or I just wasn't really into volleyball at the time when whenever they were still going. But they're very, very, very iconic. Like they are absolutely amazing. They were amazing to watch. You know, like I still like to go back and watch them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's just so much fun. But
they were dominant and they were fun to watch. So.
Yeah, but Carrie Walsh, Jennings, and April Ross last Olympics, they were a lot of fun to watch as well, and I'm excited that April Ross is back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that she's competing again, and it's gonna be a fun time. I think that beach is gonna be something to watch, especially for the USA team. That softball and gymnastics for sure with Simone Biles and all of them. However, she did kind of have a little bit of at least last day of her Olympic trials, I know that it was kind of rocky for her, but it was rocky for a lot of people apparently. So hopefully they all have their nerves down. They're all settled now that they are officially a part of the team, you know. But I mean, we all knew Simone Biles was going to be part of the team, you know. Like I mean, she has her own flip named after her. Like, come on, like
there's no way.
A tumbling pass is called the Simone Biles, you know. Like, I'm like, whoa, how can you not be on the Olympic team if you have like a tumbling pass named after you, you know? But
Simone's going down as the GOAT probably of just
she's probably going to be one of the GOATs,
especially after this time if she wins another all-around gold or like she's favored to do. But again, you got to perform it first, but.
Yeah,
so she could go down as one of the greatest, or maybe the greatest ever.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that now that they're officially there, they're officially able to start participating and not worry about a whole lot of other like outside factors, you know, of anything. That they're gonna have a really great Olympics. I think that the gymnastics team for USA is usually one to watch every year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like everybody. I think a lot of mostly everybody, even around the world, has like their eye out for our gymnastics team. I feel like I think that's like one of like the main sports that we're kind of known for in the Olympics is our gymnastics
basketball
and basketball. Yeah.
You got to go back to the Dream Team in '92.
Oh yeah.
But now, just a word of caution. Our American basketball team has lost already twice in the trials.
Really?
In the preliminaries, yes.
Oh.
We lost to Nigeria the very first game.
Seriously.
And then the next game, the very next game, Australia beat us.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
So
it's not a guaranteed gold medal. Now I know that's just the preliminaries and the whatever, but those are exhibitions. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
But that does lead a little bit of
kind of leaves a black mark
pessimism.
by your name, you know? yeah.
A little bit of pessimism going on here now. If they go and sweep the field and win the gold, all will be fine. But it makes you think it's not a guarantee this time.
No, it's not. But
you go back to 06, the Americans struggled in the World Championships. That led to the Redeemed team in 08 coming back with Kobe Bryant and LeBron and Carmelo and a bunch of them. But in 92, remember, we had come off a loss. I believe it was Russia. And that's what the Dream Team come for. Then we started using NBA players. And Michael Magic and all them. Michael Magic, Larry Bird, Scottie Pippen, David Robinson, Charles Barkley, they all come and they destroyed the Olympics. I mean, literally, I know this, you weren't even born yet. I was just a kid. But they were, but I do remember it though. They were.
It's still talked about for sure. So that's
you know who I'm talking about for sure.
Yeah.
They were on such a different level that players from other countries were going up to like Michael to get his autograph.
Yeah.
And
that's
stuff.
So cool.
And they asked Charles Barkley, who, if you know Charles Barkley, he's still on TV and does a lot of analysis. He's outspoken.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. He's
Charles Barkley. He was like the first one that the aliens stole the talent from. The aliens stole the talent from,
yeah. He's very outspoken. That's what yeah. They asked him, before the game against Angola, a reporter asked him, just being diligent, they said, now, if you watch film on Angola, what do you know about Angola? He said, I don't know anything about Angola, but I know they're in trouble.
I love it.
And they
were. They were. I love it. That's so
that was so much fun. That's the best team, though, probably in American sports that we'll ever see. Because not only do you have the greatest NBA players on one team, but all the best players played. Like, everyone wanted to play.
Yeah.
So you'll probably never have a team like that again just because of the logistics of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that team would be any other Olympic team we've ever had.
Probably.
Not saying we won't win the gold. We won the gold in 08 against the Redeemed team. We won it in 12 and 16. But that team was on a different level than what the other teams was.
It's like they all respected each other. They all were hungry. They were all ready to represent the USA. And they were coming out swinging, you know? Like... It was a different time back then. Yeah. I will admit. Like
no doubt.
I wish we still had that diligence now. I really, really do. But you know what? It is what it is. We can't throw a fit, I guess. Yeah. Not too much at least.
Well, I'll tell you what, one thing you can't say though is that team didn't have competition because they said those practices were the most intense that you could get. Not the games, because they blew everybody out in the games. But they said those practices were tooth and nail.
They challenged each other, and to the extent of like we're making each other better. And then hey, watch out, because I'm gonna see you later on too. You know, I'm not gonna be with you. I'm gonna be against you. But this is what's coming up. You know, like so it was almost like a competition within the competition. You know, like. They had an inner competition, but it was like a friendly inner competition. You know, it wasn't hateful at all. You know, it was all fun and games while in the Olympics, but at the same time, it's like, hey, coming for you. Don't worry. Our time is coming too. Don't worry. You know, but at the same time, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna make each other better because we're gonna dominate this whole entire country. You know.
That's how it was. And another funny story to that, the documentary that NBA TV does, the USA Basketball Dream Team, it was so well done, so good. But I remember a lot of this happening. But a fun story with that is the Chicago Bulls, Michael and Scottie both together. Yeah. Well, Croatia had a player named Tony Kukoc who was signed by the Bulls and drafted by the Bulls, but he stayed overseas. It was kind of a stash. He stayed overseas. He hadn't come over yet. Well, Michael and Scottie didn't want him to come to the Bulls. They didn't want him to play. So, and Jerry Krause, the Bulls GM at the time, loved him. Well, Michael and Scottie was feuding with the Bulls GM at the time. Yeah. Jerry Krause. So they decided when we played Croatia, they were going to make a point against Tony Kukoc. And the other Dream Team players came out and said, I felt so sorry for Tony Kukoc. Because Michael and Scottie, they were all league defenders. Yeah. They took turns taking him out. I mean, he scored 4 points on 1 of 7 shooting, and it was just like they had an axe to grind. They were going to make a point that this is your boy over here.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you really want this to come over here? What? Oh,
and then Tony Kukoc wound up coming over to Chicago. Yeah. And wound up playing on 3 championship teams. When Michael played baseball and come back to the NBA,
Oh, yeah.
Tony was there. And Tony was a 6th man for the Bulls. And he was a really solid contributor. They won 3 championships. And Tony was a big part of that. And they won 72 games, an NBA record at the time, in 95-96 season. So Tony won that. And Michael even says Tony won that being a really good teammate. But at that time, they wanted to humiliate him and embarrass him. But Tony was a good player. He was a really good player. But when you have the greatest basketball player of all time, no, for me, no question, Michael, and then an all-league player and Scotty, both wanting to shut you down, you're not going to fare very well.
You're not going to fare very well, yeah.
But that's a fun Olympic story. That's fun. That's fun.
And it's nice that you can always look back at it, and it's just not necessarily a joke, but it's a joke now. It's just okay. We ended up really loving him whenever he was here, but at the same time.
But at that time they wanted to shut him down.
They were like, no, we definitely were hardcore against this guy, but we ended up loving him in the end, So it worked out, but still, So it's just kind of funny. That's always a fun Olympic story.
But the USA players today, you have Jason Tatum, you have Damian Lillard, Bam Adebayo, Kevin Durant. I say that quietly, but he is on the team. I have to hope he does well because USA, I don't know about that. But I have to root for him in the Olympics. I have to. It's USA, I will. I'll tell you what, I'll say this for Durant and all of them. I applaud them for going over and playing for Team USA because some of the top players in NBA this year are not. And I know it's a COVID, short season, and so I'm not ragging on no one for not. That's their choice. But I will give them credit for going over and competing and putting in the time for Team USA. That includes Durant. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say it good. I'm impressed, and I applaud them for going over there and representing the country, and I hope they bring back the gold. I'll say that. That's the last time I'll probably wait for Durant forever, maybe another 4 years. But this time I will. I applaud him for doing that, along with the rest of them. That's good sacrifice. That's good to do it.
Well, on that note, ending our Olympic part of our podcast right now, going out with fanfare right now. We wish all of our Olympians good luck in the 2020/2021 Tokyo Olympics. So, we wish everyone good luck. We hope Team USA does really well this year. So far, it's been a little rocky, but we're hopefully not gonna have this affect the rest of the Olympics.
And I can promise you this: over the next 2 weeks, you can come into my house at any time and probably hear that music at any time, day or night. I guarantee it.
The Olympic fanfare, in the theme song, just
you will hear it. Yeah, I know you will hear it. It's iconic. And you will hear it in my house for the next 2 weeks, nonstop.
That's
probably.
The ESPN intro, that's iconic, know. But the Olympics one, that's the Olympics.
It'll be on 24/7.
It's always what you want to hear. It's exciting. As soon as you hear it, you're like, oh, what's going on? Everybody knows what it is. It's
next
great.
2 weeks, you'll be hearing that at my house anytime, day or night, 24/7. I mean, I told you I watched rowing last night.
Yeah.
It's the Olympics, man.
I'm telling you. Everybody knows everything about every single sport in the Olympics.
Yep. All right, you got a specific random topic or...
Do I have a specific random topic?
Because this has been pretty random. Okay, because I started saying we've been pretty random with a lot of stuff.
Well, I wanted to give everybody...
specific, let's do it.
Well, I wanted to give everybody kind of an update. So obviously, I can talk again.
Yeah.
So that's why we are able to do this podcast.
That's good news for our listeners.
I've missed you guys so much.
That's good news for our listeners.
I've honestly missed talking so much. I've never noticed how much I enjoy talking until I couldn't talk.
Yeah.
Because as we all know, if you have been listening at least if you listened to our last podcast, you guys all know I did have a tonsillectomy. So I got my tonsils removed, which was not a fun recovery. Let me tell you.
I could tell it was not fun. That's to say the least.
I was literally texting Mr. Levi almost every single day, giving him updates, and I am miserable.
Yeah.
I was telling you how miserable I was. It was bad.
I was like, I wish I could do something. I really wish I could do something. I mean.
But there's nothing that anybody could do. There was nothing I could do. That was the thing. Because, I was taking my pain meds when I needed to. I was taking my medicine. I was trying to eat, which was extremely, extremely hard. But I did learn that I love chicken and beef broth.
That is pretty good. Broth is actually underrated.
I
don't ever
right?
eat or drink it unless I have to. But it is underrated, and so is tomato soup. I love tomato soup.
Tomato soup is so underrated, but the only problem is that I wasn't necessarily allowed to have tomato soup just because it was kind of acidic.
It was acidic, yeah. That was my go-to when I had my wisdom teeth pulled each time. I ate tomato soup, and I love tomato soup.
Amazing. And then also, what I realized too, green beans. Like canned green beans, you know, like you just kind of warm it up in the microwave for a little bit, get them at least not like room temperature, a little bit warmer than room temperature, because I couldn't really have hot stuff, you know, just because they were like, no, you know. But, so like, honestly, I learned that green beans, amazing when you have a tonsillectomy. Like, geez, like that crap is going down smoother than ice cream.
Yeah.
And like a popsicle in water, like they were just going right down. I was like, oh my gosh, I can actually eat something.
It does. Yeah, they're pretty soft, and that would be something that you could eat.
And it was like easy to kind of like mush up in your mouth too. That it wasn't like chewable.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, even if you took like your tongue to the roof of your mouth with a green bean in between it, like smushed. You know, it was awesome. But so yeah, that was a fun and interesting recovery time that I was not expecting to be as bad as it was. Like, I got so sick too. Do you remember that? When I told you how sick I was?
You told me. Yeah.
Oh, so bad. Did I tell you that I ended up like actually
yes.
Okay.
You told me everything.
Oh man, fun time. So he got the whole story. It was like as if you were there with me, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so, and then we went to Michigan, you know, so like, we went to Michigan shortly after that, me and Travis did, to go visit my grandparents, and then, so that was actually a lot of fun too, you know, like, it was a great week, and I got to see my cousins, you know, well, I got to see two of my cousins, so my one actual cousin, Logan, who was actually her birthday today, so happy birthdays. You know, even though she doesn't really listen to our podcast, but still, I just wanted to wish her a happy birthday really quick. But, and then also my other cousin, Jen. I haven't seen her in a few years, and it was so, so, so nice to see her because it just felt like forever. It's been like, I want to say 8 years since I last saw her, probably, and that's not just because, like, we were just always so busy, you know, and we couldn't really come up there. They couldn't come down to Texas, you know, whole 9 yards, and all that fun stuff, you know, but it was a great time. We had a really great time there. Well, and then right after I finally got over everything, you know, like I was feeling great, my tonsils, I was eating whole food again, wasn't really getting sore, I slammed my finger in a car door. You know, so it's been a very interesting...
That was bad. Now, I did not know that till today. That's the only thing I didn't know.
I didn't tell many people that one. Just because it was bad, y'all. Like, it was probably the worst I've ever, like, slammed my finger in a car door before. No idea how it happened either. Like, I really legitimately couldn't tell you how that happened. But it did. And so I've had a very interesting couple of weeks, you guys. And, but you know what? It's a great time. I'm so glad to be back with you guys. We both are.
Yeah.
I do know that. We've missed you guys. It's been a lot of fun.
It has been. Yeah. Yeah, and we still got 2 more of these to go.
We still got 2 more of these to go. So you can't get rid of us yet.
Obviously, we'll be back in the fall, you know, full time. Morgan will just be in and out some, obviously.
Hey, I will be on Zoom.
She'll be in and out some. She's going to join us. You're going to join us sometimes, aren't you?
I'm going to join you, actually physically join you every once in a while. Yeah. But don't think that y'all can get rid of me because I will still be here. I'm still the assistant host.
You're still going to join. You're still going to join once in a while.
Woo.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll still be around. Yeah.
I'm still here.
I hope so.
If you have a guest co-host every once in a while, I'm sorry, but you probably won't. You never know. Yeah. We might have to get Scott involved in this.
Yeah. Melissa's gonna help me host.
Yeah. So, I miss Melissa.
Yeah, Melissa's gonna help. So yeah, we'll be fine. But the times you get to join us, I'm looking forward to it. No.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. I promise.
Yeah, you'll be around some.
I will. But we still have a while before that, so
We still
let's
got
not
the
talk
rest of this
about
one.
that.
We still got the rest of this one and 2 more.
Exactly. So like, let's not even talk about that until the last one.
Yeah, let's not get all.
You know what?
No
We're not
reason
gonna get
to.
emotional,
No
just
reason to
like
get
that.
emotional.
Not yet.
Even then, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine.
Always.
Nothing to dread.
We're always fine.
Nothing to dread. All right, you got a specific devotion for us?
I actually do.
Okay.
Hang on, sorry, I'm pulling it up. Oh man. Whew. Oh man. No, that's not the one that I wanted. Sorry. Okay. There he goes. Okay, so this one is from yesterday. Again, so here we go. Sorry, I had I don't know, like something was stuck in my throat for a sec. Okay, we're good now. So this one was from yesterday, and like normal, I get most, if not all of my at least inspiration, I guess. I don't know what you would call it, but for sure all of my devotions come down to the best devotional podcast of all time.
They are good.
I love it, this podcast. Again, if you get a chance to listen to it, you need to, because Pamela Krim is awesome. But anyways, so like normal, all podcast devotionals come from the Big Life Devotional Podcast with Pamela Krim. Absolutely love her, once again. But anyways, so this one is called Failure and Blessings. Okay.
Very good.
We're getting intense in this one, I'm just kidding, not really. So no matter how hard you try, sometimes failure is still part of your journey. But why is that, Like, why do we have to fail, Like, failing sucks, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'll never forget whenever I failed a test, my very first test, and I just bawled, and I was so scared to tell my parents, Oh man, that was an interesting time. But you know what? It's made me who I am today academically, so why not,
Mm-hmm.
But, so why do good people who love Jesus still fail? Why do we struggle? Why do things fall apart? Why does faith in our best efforts still sometimes result in failure? Well, you're either in the middle of a failed plan, coming out of one, or you're just blissfully unaware of the pending failure just ahead. It happens to us all. Failure is literally a part of our journey. But sometimes it can be hard to grasp, and it's hard to fail gracefully. Because we don't like failing. Nobody actually physically enjoys failing. And if you do, I'm going to pray for you, because I don't know why you enjoy failing, but you will be in my prayers if you do. But so like, how do we gracefully handle this inevitable temporary fate and see it for what it's worth? How do we get better, find strength, and see what God is doing here? Well, we're going to talk about the story of the 2 fishermen who had fished all night and had failed, and then no matter what they tried, they couldn't put any fish in the boat, right? Do we kind of know where the story is? Okay, awesome. I know you do, but I'm like, okay. Yep. But it's in Luke. It's one of the stories in the book of Luke. So, Luke 5, verse 4 through 7. Jesus shows up on the scene, climbs in their boat, and says, "Put out into deep water and let down the nets for a catch." Simon answered, "Master, we've worked hard all night and haven't caught anything. But because you say so, I will let down the nets." When they had done so, they caught such a large number of fish that their nets began to break. So they signaled their partners in the other boat to come and help them. And they came and filled both boats so full that they began to sink. I feel like this is kind of like one underrated story, kind of, in a way. I mean, it's not fully, because trust me, like, there's a lot. There are different stories that are probably even more underrated than this one. But when it comes to the topic of, like, failure and success, because of Simon's faith faith in Jesus and his just knowing and knowledge of, okay, he says so, I fully believe in him, I fully trust him, I guess let's go out and do it, because sometimes the failure is the goal. We keep constantly failing. It's part of the plan. It's the open invitation for Jesus to show up on the scene and make something happen for you. If you don't fail first, you'll think it's all you. Which is so true, because like sometimes, like, I know that there's a lot of like people out there who are like, man, I did that, you know, like I tried so hard, I worked so hard, you know, and I did this, you know, when in all reality, you had to fail so many times in order to get to where you were, you know, like, I guess a personal example is that, like, I've been injured time after time after time, and I still kept trying, but you know what? My failure with my injuries have opened this other door for me, you know, so I can be successful in something else. So, we were able to have this, you know, and I feel like this is very successful, you know? And, so like that, and that's just one personal story. Like there's probably way better examples, you know.
No,
but
that's
like,
a good one though. God had it all along for you, so each step had to be numbered to where it produced something.
Exactly, and this wasn't just me and you. Like Jesus had to show up and say, "Hey, we're gonna take a break from this. You need to focus on this.
This is better right now.
This is better for you. This is what you need to focus on. We can take a break from this. Let's focus on this and be successful in this. You're going to catch more fish here than you will there."
It's a great point. Yeah.
So,
it's a real life. That's a real life concept.
But what's funny is that like we don't usually like to admit it. You know, like that's like I said, the athlete that works so hard, they keep trying, they keep working, they kept failing, and then they finally get to a certain point, and they're like, I did this. You know? Or like you failed to put this bookshelf together and then you finally got it because you read the instructions. You know? Or something like that. And you're like, I did this. You know? I like this scene in the Lego movie. Sorry, I'm getting a little off topic, I know, but at the same time it's not. So there's a scene in the Lego movie. If you've ever seen it, it's hilarious. I love the Lego movie. It's really stupid, but it's awesome. There's a scene where they have, like, the Lego Batman, you know, and he's trying to, like, he has his, like, bat boomerang things, you know, and he's trying to hit the button, and he just keeps throwing it at this button, and then once he finally hits it, he's like, first try, and then they go through the gate, and it's really funny. But anyways, so, like...
That's good, yeah.
But anyways, like, we don't like to admit it, but dang, we get all puffed up with our own greatness sometimes. Like, look at me. Leveling up in life, you know, like I'm doing this. I'm being more successful in life. Look here, look at this, look at my success. Look at it, you know, like here is this, you know, there it is. Look at all of my medals, look at my achievements, my accolades, you know, and I'm sure it makes God just gag. It kind of like, because like if you think about it, like, I mean, the more that you are talking about your success as your own thing, you are not being humble. You are saying, look at everything that I have done.
And you're getting the glory for it. That's the dangerous part. Yeah, you're totally separating yourself from God.
Exactly. You're not being humble. And you're not accepting that God has actually given you these blessings. He has given you these achievements, these accolades. You know what? Instead of saying, hey, look at my followers, say, hey, follow me to the greatest person or the greatest father that we have and follow him. Follow me. Use me as an example to follow our Father.
Yeah.
You know? And instead we're being humble and saying, hey, I did this. This is how I did it. You should do the same.
Yeah.
You know, instead of giving glory to the greatest person who gave you everything that you could imagine. You know, and then you enter failure. We can't be trusted with success. We can't. We can't be humble all the time. I'm sorry, I'll admit I've even fallen under this. Sometimes I'm not always humble. You know, because I mean, like, I'm excited, you know, like, hey, I just did that, you know, like, hey, cool, you know, like, you kind of throw yourself a little bit of a party,
Beat
you
your
know?
chest a little bit.
Yeah, you're just like, hey, come, size up, you know, like, whatever. Or like the John Cena move, like, you can't see me.
Yeah,
Like,
who is back in WWE now, if anyone follows that, he's there for SummerSlam,
Oh, man.
Yep.
Hey, well, congrats.
Yep.
Oh, fun. But, like, we can't be humble on these new levels. We can't be blessed with all God would willingly give to us because we become self-righteous. So we have to fail. Failure is part of the journey. And that humbling failure allows us to see Jesus. You know, like, more we fail, the more we seek God, the more we seek Jesus. That's actually another verse in the Bible as well that's really powerful. I can't remember what the actual verse is. I'm sure you might. But it's like, I lost my train of thought for a sec. Anyway, so, like, we must seek Jesus, or we must seek Jesus and seek God in our worst times. You know, but it can't always be just the worst times. Like, we also have to seek Him in the good times. But this is, like, we depend on God. We depend on Jesus, and that's what they want. That's what He wants. That's what our Father wants. He wants to sit here and listen to our problems. He wants us to seek Him. If anything, it gives Him more power the more that we seek Him. So the more that we fail, these humbling failures that keep us humble, to say, yeah, we're human. We're not perfect.
Yeah.
You
That's right, it's good. Yeah.
Like, we're not perfect. So you know what? Let's keep walking the path in which God wants us to. Keep trying to follow as closely to Jesus and God as we can. You know, and just keep growing.
Yeah.
Keep growing. Jesus didn't show up after a good night of fishing. He showed up after a long, hard, of a nothing working night. You know, He showed up when these two fishermen had done everything they knew to do with no success.
But you know what? That's good. That's the way it works sometimes with us. Because it's kind of like you said earlier. If He had showed up after they had had a big night of fishing, they wouldn't have been as receptive to Him and what He was going to do.
Exactly.
And say, if everything always goes perfect, we're not as receptive to Him
Exactly.
to do what He wants us to do.
Exactly.
But when He shows up after we're shown that we're struggling, that we can't do it alone, we are very open in our hearts to do what Jesus wants us to do. No. When we fail. No.
And, like, why do we think that is? Like, why do we think that Jesus shows up not whenever we're having good success? Like, hey, look what we did. Oh, good job. Okay, yeah, like, He's not he is a cheerleader for us, but that's not His job. That's not His main job, you know? He's here to help us when we are struggling, you know? Like, could it be because our own success keeps us so busy, we would never pay attention to the guy on the shore giving us instructions? Could it be when our boats are already full, we don't have room for some guy to climb in with us? Failure opened a space for Jesus. The absence of a catch created the perfect position for Jesus on the boat. And when Jesus gets in your boat, things are about to change. Change for the better. 9 times out of 10, I believe.
And back to your example, if you had, let's say, you never had any injuries, that you know you were playing all the time and just playing great and never ever had any adversity, I don't know. I mean, you might have wound up working for me, you might not have. I don't know. I won't say that. But I can almost guarantee you wouldn't be sitting there doing a devotion, a really good devotion, on July 23rd at 3:44 p.m. in my office. You wouldn't be doing that probably if you didn't have any adversity, any injury. That just wouldn't have led that way. It just wouldn't have worked out that way probably. So see, You had room on your boat. So.
I did.
Yeah.
Because my failures that I didn't really even want to let go of.
Yeah.
You know, once I finally was able to let go, even just a little bit, it made room for Jesus to be in that space and say, hey,
you had room on your boat.
You got this. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. We're going to take a break from here.
Yeah.
We're going to open up this space.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you fish in this area that I want you to go catch.
Yeah.
You know? And now I have a new family.
I know. You do.
I have a great family.
You do. I don't like your injuries. I don't like them. I hated it when it happened.
No.
But I am glad you're in my office today at 3:45 p.m. doing a devotion, doing our podcast. I have to say, I am glad the way that worked out.
And then before this, we were all together at Red Robin.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. With our family.
With our family.
Yeah. I am glad that happened today.
I am too.
So whatever path it took, and all the rest of the stuff too, whatever path it took to get to today, I am pleased with. I'm happy with it.
Me too.
I'm satisfied.
It's been just so great because
I wouldn't change a thing. No.
The failure that you've been experiencing be for the sole purpose of making a space for Jesus. Could it be that clear? Like, could it be that clear for Christ? Oh yes, it is.
Yep.
You know, it truly is. It's just so amazing. Like, looking back, like, we realize it became an opening for Jesus. You know, like, just me and you just sitting here talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, it really became just an opening that Jesus saw, and he helped me through, and he helped you probably through as well. You know, and it brought us together, and it brought us to doing this amazing thing that we look forward to every single time that we get the chance to do it, you know? And it's so amazing to me. And, like, yes, sometimes the failure is the goal. Don't leave that out. But it's interesting how 2 other Gospels tell the story of Jesus meeting these fishermen, but leave out the detail of their failed night of fishing first. Matthew and Mark both just tell of Jesus walking by the sea. He sees 2 fishermen. He comes out. He says, "Come, follow me," and they drop their nets and go. But Luke tells us the full story. He doesn't leave the failure out. And it's amazing to kind of, like, see that in the Bible too. You know, because, like, we can't just X out the failure, you know? Not everything in our life is perfect. There's a reason God did not make us perfect. There's a reason he made us human, and why Jesus did come in the first place to save us all from our sins. Because God knows we are sinners. He knows we are not perfect. But that is why we have to continue to seek him through our failures. Our failures give us the space to open for Jesus. You know, we have to be open to our failures. Does it stink? Because obviously we don't want to admit that we failed. Nobody, like, I always love it when, like, whenever, like, dads, they try to, I'm sure you've done this probably, I know you probably have, but, like, whenever dads, they're like, oh, I can fix this, you know, like, I could do this, you know, like, don't worry, I don't need those instructions, I've got this, you know, or, like, oh, that light didn't turn on, let me take a look at it, you know, and then they keep failing, they keep trying, you know, and then all of a sudden they get it, and they're like, I did that, you know, like, they're just excited about it. I don't know what I did, but I did it, you know. And it's just, it's so great to kind of, like, have those moments too, because we still need to help praise ourselves, you know, and God knows that. However, through the failures leads success, and I'm sure that everybody knows that for the most part, but what we don't know is that failure leaves this opening. And are you going to allow Jesus to come into that opening? Are you going to make room for Jesus in your boat? You know, we can't just be full of followers. We can't be full of ourselves and self-righteousness, because that doesn't leave room for Jesus. It doesn't. If anything, you have so many different things going on inside of your boat, you know, and you can have the biggest boat in the world and it be full, or you can have the tiniest one and it be empty. You have to make room for Jesus. There needs to be some space in there for Jesus because you had to have failed at some point. And you need to admit that you failed. It's okay. Because Jesus and God helped you through that.
Yeah, and you don't even really technically fail with Jesus. You go to the next step. But if we don't take advantage and go with Jesus, then it's a failure. If we don't allow him to take us where he wants us to go. That's because it really don't, it's going on to the next thing that he wants us to do.
It's like in Frozen 2, the next right thing.
Disney reference.
Disney!
Sponsored by, they're always, one every time, at least.
At least just one,
At least.
I had a Cars reference the other day, and it was kind of funny. I don't even remember what I said,
Oh,
but
I
I
love
did have
Cars.
one the other day. It was great. My coworker didn't get it. He was like, "Oh, I like Cars." I'm like,
That's one of my favorites.
"Okay."
Yeah.
But so that's it. That's our devotion. Remember,
Very good.
guys, failure is okay.
Yeah. As long as at least at Jesus' next
Yes.
place that we need to go. As long as he's there.
Yep.
Then we'll get it
Leave an
right
open
back.
Space for him.
Yeah. We'll get right back to where we need to go. So very good.
Do the next right
Yep.
thing.
Yep. Do the next right thing. Not just do the right thing, do the next right thing.
Do the next right thing.
Not
I
the
would
next
sing a
wrong
song,
thing,
but
and
I
the
can't
next-
sing.
Yeah, very good.
I'm not a singing Quaker. I'm not very
You sure about
musically
that?
talented.
I thought we was going to be singing an anthem at one of our
Oh,
games. You
man.
said, you talked about it.
Oh, I would still love to do it. However, y'all might want to still cover your ears. It's interesting.
I don't know. If the music doesn't play, sometimes I'm just desperate.
Well, the thing is that like, okay, just nobody kneel for me and we're good. If you kneel, I ain't singing. You do it, I swear. We're on.
Yeah. All right. So very good devotion, very good stuff. So very good podcast. We got 2 more of these summer series to go. We'll have our new men's soccer head coach Brian Perez on, and then also our men's basketball head coach Austin McBeth before we start the 21-22 season, which is creeping up faster than we could imagine.
Around the corner.
It is right around the corner.
It's crazy.
Right around the corner.
Like around this time I would be getting ready to run my ladder, like still training to do that. And I'm like, I'm so glad I don't have to this year. I'm just like, okay, the ladder test is probably the worst thing about
I remember you dreaded it. You dreaded it.
Oh my stars.
You're not going to miss that. You're not going to miss that.
I'm not going to miss that.
There might be some things you miss, but not that. No.
And what's crazy is that like last year, I actually had like the extended time to make it in like 4:30. Yeah, no, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done. I hate this. I'm just like, you know what? It's cool.
Yeah.
It's okay. Never have to run it again. Actually, I did end up having to run it again in the spring, and I was so mad. But I didn't make it anyways. Like, I think I made it like right at 5 minutes or something like that. But I hadn't been practicing for it or anything.
Yeah, you did it 4.5, right?
I do it in 4.5, but I tried to get Coach to make me do it in 5. I was like, if I do it in 5, I never have to run this again. And he's like, I don't know, I'll think about it. So I ran it in 5 minutes. And he was like, no, you still gotta run it again. I was like, oh, okay. Well, then shortly after that, I had to stop playing anyways. But, it wasn't just because of the ladder, but still. I was like, man, I'm not running this thing ever again, and I'm so glad I never have to.
That's one thing you'll never miss.
No, that's a straight up punishment.
Yeah,
If I ever coach again, I'm using that as a punishment. That's not going to be like oh no, you have to do this in order to be a part of the team. No, that's just going to be a straight up punishment because that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Like, it still gives me anxieties just thinking about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm praying for everybody this year that they make it, because that is not a fun test. That's probably the worst part.
Yeah,
honestly.
for sure. Yeah.
But
All
anyways.
right, good stuff. So, again, I don't know whose turn it was to pray. I guess it'll be
Yours.
mine.
Yeah, it's yours.
I think it's mine. So, I'm going to pray for us, and then we will talk to you again soon. So, let's pray. Lord, we're thankful for today. We're thankful for the work we get to do, and we're also thankful for Joshua Johnson and the coaching career you've given him and the work you do through him. We pray that you just continue to bless the program and bless all of our sports programs here as we continue to fulfill our mission. We're thankful for Morgyn, the work she does for us and just continues to do, and the way you brought her and with us and with me, and the way you use her. And just thankful for this campus, this university, the mission. Let us continue to bring people closer to you. And just make your name known and keep protective hand upon us always. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right.
Amen.
So that is going to do it for us for today. Thankful for you joining us. We hope you have a great rest of your day, a great weekend, and we will talk to you again soon.
Bye.